Former President Donald Trump took questions from undecided Hispanic voters at a Miami town hall hosted by Univision Wednesday. During the event, one voter asked about immigration.
If you deport to these people, who would do that job, and what price would we pay for food?
The problem we have is we had people coming in under my administration, and they were coming in legally. They were coming in through a system. We want workers, and we want them to come in, but they have to come in legally. They have to love our country. They have to love you, love our people.
Enrique Acevedo joins us now. He's an anchor with Televisa Univision and moderated that town hall. Enrique, good to have you here. What did the crowd and that voter in particular who asked the question make of that answer?
Thanks for having me. I think, the crowd reacted to President Trump first by, hearing his answer, nodding and sort of connecting with him on a more individual basis than what we're used to seeing President Trump at these larger rallies. I think this format of the town hall that allowed undecided voters to ask their questions directly to the candidates last week, Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, this week, former President Trump. I think it allowed both candidates to have that personal and individual connection. And the reactions were, of course, varied in the audience. But overall, I think the value of the exercise is watching these undecided voters interact with the candidates directly and have their questions answered.
What other topics were discussed and what moments stood out to you?
Well, immigration was a big topic, of course, but not just immigration, because Latino voters care about the issues that the general electorate does, things like education, the economy, of course, healthcare. I think what stood out to me at the end were questions about polarization, national unity. There was a question at the end that was also asked the last town hall about what three qualities did President Trump find in his opponent, in Vice President Harris. The same question was asked of Kamala Harris last week. And, I think it speaks of what voters want to see, a little more sort of a civil dialogue, a more constructive campaign, and not just those attacks that we've been seeing.
Yeah, that is fascinating. You've now moderated town halls with both Harris and Trump. How would you compare the tone? Was there any notable difference in how they interacted or how the audience received them?
That's an interesting question. I think they both have their style of interacting, but they were both, I'd say, culturally competent when it comes to the expectation Latino voters have about the issues that are important to them, not just knowing the policy, not just having the right answer, but connecting with them on a more personal, more emotional level. And I think they both did a good job with that.
How important is the Latino voter bloc in this election?
Well, it's crucial, not just in the swing states, in places like Nevada and Arizona. In a very close election, a 3-4% difference can decide who becomes the next president. So I would say that the road to the White House goes through El Barrio.
Enrique Acevedo, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lindsay.